Let's talk about loss. I lost a lot of things in my day that I'm happy now as an older man that I don't have in my life anymore. And it's because they're signifiers of a different stage in my life. Like, everybody's life has chapters, and depending on where you're at in your life, you're within a certain chapter. And so when there's something in that chapter that is disrupted, it's really hard to move on to a different chapter without kind of figuring out how to right that wrong or replace that thing that you lost. But what you have to realize is that oftentimes whatever it is that you're losing now is going to be beneficial for you not to have in the future. I have had friends and family die that I wish to this day were still here, but in a lot of ways I'm glad that they're not, because they were on self-destructive journeys that would have ended in that anyway. It just would have meant that I would have had more time with them to look back on once they finally did pass, because they weren't changing their ways. And there are certain ways in this life that if you continue to follow, they will end you. And it might not be pretty, it might not be quick, but it will happen. You know, one of the biggest things I did was I quit drinking. And after a decade plus of beating the shit out of my liver, I finally decided it was time to be done. And now I'm glad. Now I'm very much happy that I don't have alcohol in my life anymore. Do I miss it? Do I still consider it here and there? Absolutely. The same way I would do that with an old car or an ex-girlfriend or whatever the case, but I'm in a different chapter in my life now. I have a wife, I have a career, I have things to pay attention to, I have a dog, I have future goals, I have things that are all going to be disrupted. So I'm not going to let something that was very personal to me in a prior chapter affect my ability to move on in my life, or my ability to live the chapter that I'm currently in. So if you are crying every other night staring at a photo of an ex-girlfriend that you'll never see again, it's time to delete that photo. It's hard. It's probably one of the hardest things you're ever going to do, but it's also going to be the best thing for your next chapter. And that's really what you need to be worried about, because that chapter is going to show up whether you like it or not. It's going to happen. Something to think about.